we're very fortunate to have Dr. Warren Wood. He actually is the president of our physicians group, which includes, I think at this point, over 240 physicians spread out all over the South Coast. He'll talk a little bit about the benefits of walking, and then we also have Linton Harrington from the trustees of the reservation, who will let you know a little bit about this beautiful area, which is called the Bioreserve. A lot of people don't know about this here, and it's a great resource for walking and hiking. And then he'll lead us on our walk.
What I would like to tell you is that there's a lot of studies in the medical literature that tell you how good walking is for you. We'll start with women. Women have a big risk of osteoporosis. That's the thinning of the bones. And everybody can take medicines. Some patients are on medicines to help build their bones. Some take calcium and vitamin D. But believe it, walking and the pounding of your legs on the ground strengthen the bones and helps to prevent osteoporosis. Other things for females is 1 in 4 to 1 in 5 female have the risk of breast cancer. If you are physically active and you walk and you get the diagnosis of breast cancer, you have an increased risk of survival because of that physical activity. And if you get diagnosed with breast cancer and never exercised, if you exercise right after it by walking, you can also increase your survival rate just by the activity. So a lot of things in medicine, everybody thinks of pills and thinks of tests, but there's a lot of things you can do on your own and easy, inexpensive, and healthy. Take care of a lot of patients in the Fall River area. My wife and I are from Fall River. We came back home, and I hear a lot of things, but one of the things I hear from my elderly patients, they'll say to me, I don't want a stroke. I don't want to be a burden to my family. I don't want to suffer. Please, one thing I fear is a stroke. Well, believe it or not, walking 30 minutes a day, 4 to 5 days a week, briskly, will lower your risk for stroke up to 30 to 40%. Proven in studies, medical studies. The other thing is we're #1 in Southeast for the highest incidence of diabetes, heart disease, tobacco use, high blood pressure, hyperlipidemia. We're #1. So believe it or not, exercise, simple thing as walking, can actually improve all those illnesses. If people walk, and they walk regular, put it in their schedule, 30 minutes a day, 4 or 5 days a week, they can actually lower their risk for heart disease, improve their blood pressure, and it also increases the body's sensitivity to insulin and diminish the diabetes. It's been shown in studies that if you walk briskly for about an hour, even once a week, those patients take less medications when they're ill. And if you walk 4 or 5 times a week, you can actually be on less medications. In a day and age where everything's so costly and so expensive, everybody could appreciate if they don't have to take medicines, how they could save money. Also, everybody joins gyms and travels to gyms where walking is much cheaper than a gym. You can just get out your house, you can walk from around your home. All the schools have tracks that you can walk around. I mean, we've got the beaches down in Westport, Newport to walk, and we've got reserves like this, Copicut, and reserves in Tiverton that you can walk. So there's plenty of opportunity to walk. The other thing walking does, it can build friendships. You get a partner to walk, or go walking with your family. It lowers stress, it makes you feel good. And for some of the elderly people who have, or some of the family members who have had patients with dementia, it's felt that if you walk, you can increase your blood supply to your brain and actually diminish dementia or improve your mentation. So there's a lot of things you can do very easily just by walking. And it's inexpensive. The one thing I would warn is get proper wearing shoes, warm up before you walk, stretch, start your walk slow, increase your walk in the middle of it to a brisk pace, and on the way, when you start to come to the end of the walk, to start to slow down and let your body cool down. And that way you'll prevent any injuries from walking. So on the pedometer that they have, what our goals usually are, you get about 100 steps per minute, 1,000 steps per 10 minutes, 3,000 steps per 30 minutes. So you look to try to get about 3,000 steps in a half-hour walk. Better than watching TV. When you sit around watching TV, there's inactivity and increased risk of medical illnesses. Anybody have any questions? Anybody want to know anything about Southcoast?
Thank you all for coming. My name's Linton Harrington. I'm the education coordinator for the trustees of reservations out here. If you're not familiar with the trustees, we're a statewide nonprofit land conservation organization. So we actually have over 100 different properties all across Massachusetts. You can kind of see up here, this map, all those dots are different trustees' properties. So everything from beaches, mountains, forests, farms, historic houses. We own lots and lots of different types of properties that are all open to the public. And as a nonprofit, we depend on members and donors to support the work that we do, conserving open space and, opening it for public use and enjoyment. So if you're not already a member of the organization and you'd like to find out more about it, there are some brochures in here. Certainly invite you to become a member of the trustees. There's also some trail maps here. Copicut Woods is about 500 acres, but it's part of an even larger forest called the Southeastern Massachusetts Bioreserve. And the bioreserve spans almost 14,000 acres, basically from North Dartmouth all the way up to Assonet in Freetown. And the majority of that land is actually within the city limits of Fall River. A lot of people don't realize it, but about 50% of Fall River is an enormous forest, and all the area that we're going to be going in today is actually within Fall River. And so you're welcome to come back anytime. There's just miles and miles of trail out here. You could probably take a different walk every day for months on end and never have to do the same walk twice. We do have a bioreserve map now, so in addition to Copicut Woods, which is just the 500 acres, we also have a trail map which covers the entire bioreserve. And as you're walking, you'll notice there are numbered intersections that correspond to numbers on the map. So even if you do get a little bit turned around out here, if you can get to an intersection and find that number, you'll be able to figure out exactly where you are. So today we're going to be actually crossing the street and walking on what's called the Shockley Trail. And that will dump us onto Miller Lane, which is an old cart path that belonged to a farmstead that was out here. As we're walking, you might see some evidence of the old farm, stone walls, cellar holes. And then, depending on how much time we have, when we hit Miller Lane, we might make a little extra loop to go by the Edge Shed, which is a timber frame shelter that we use out here for picnics and for education programs. And then we'll probably be looping our way back around to Indiantown Road here and probably walking back along the road. It is hunting season, although the only hunting that should be happening right now is archery and black powder. Shotgun season ended last weekend. So if you do hear any shots, most of the land that we're going to be on is actually posted no hunting. Most of the bioreserve is open to hunting, but most of the trails at Copicut are in an area that doesn't allow hunting. All right, well, without any further ado, why don't we get walking? Yep.
I love the walking sticks.
Yeah.
Did you get them in the woods and carve them down?
This one I did. That one came from California.
Just the tote carry, that's what we should give out. People come walking sticks.
Yeah.
That long to get up there. Right, right. Yeah. He said he has never had
Oh my goodness. Are you going to be on camera?
What's that?
dancing with the stars.
We do a walk every month in different parts of the bioreserve. It's called, like I said, exploring the bioreserve for green futures.
So we have a little website on the Southcoast website devoted to this walking thing. So why don't we link with your stuff?
The trustees usually has our walks on their link as well.
Yeah, I mean if we all link together.
Why don't we head down this way? We'll pass the Edge shed on our way back.
Like you do in some places.
No.
Oh, wow.
I've never been. I don't know where to walk that way.
Yeah.
Where we're going to appear.
We would spend all weekend, and then my mother would call and say, come in for lunch. And then we would have to, you know, we'd come out of the woods and go in for lunch. Even gets frostbite, minus frostbite.
Ms. Nicolette, you said that you still work? What do you do?
Receptionist is restored.
Perfect.
I need a hug now. I'm
Thank you very much for coming out.
Oh, my pleasure.
Yeah. Do you go on other walks?
Walk every morning. Like
Every
you
morning?
say, there's 30 minutes, 30, 45.
Good.
From Swansea, the village, woods around there.
Yeah. Well, those woods are nice too. We walked those when we used to live in Swansea.
There's the ducks every morning at the dam. I walk up and here they come.
They know you. You know they recognize you. Nice fresh air, good day, and everything. So it's fantastic.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I didn't know that we'd get that far out there, but people were moving along. I didn't want to, you know, get back too
How
early.
far do you think?
I think a couple miles.
A couple miles.